willow, and moaning like a dove, weeping like a willow, and moaning like a dove.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Front Porch right here in Alexander City, Alabama, home of beautiful Lake Martin. And I want to say Alexander City, Alabama, because we're about to talk about a documentary that's going to be done that's got a lot of the Alexander City people in it. If I can just get these people to shut up in the background, I'm sorry, folks, right there. But we want to introduce my good friend, Dr. George Hardy and Mr. Jim Klopman. It's good to have y'all with us this morning. Of course, George, everybody knows George in this area as a dentist. We love seeing your commercials. We always show the pictures and stuff. And the one picture I came across with the teeth being messed up, that was hilarious. But hey, we're going to talk about a documentary that's going on right now. Remember, Troll 2 was the movie that George was in years ago and everything, but now the documentary is about the best, worst movie. Tell us a little bit about what this is all about.
Yeah, well, I've been on the Front Porch several times before talking about the movie that I was in that was made in 1989 called Troll 2.
Has it been that long?
In fact, my 10-year-old on-screen son, Michael Stevenson, was on with me, with Kenny, and we had several interviews because we were actually doing screenings across the United States, bringing back the actual movie Troll 2. But as we were doing it, we were documenting the actual audience coming to the screenings from all over the United States, and so we documented this, and so Michael used me as a vehicle to document about the movie that I was in.
And this documentary now has been completed now, and my understanding is they're a boatload of Alex City people that are involved in this thing. I use the word boatload, but there are a lot of people that that will enjoy seeing this.
Oh God, it's terrific, and the surrounding area. Yeah, like I said, he chose me to kind of be the vehicle to tell the story, because there's probably 8 or 9 cast members that Michael followed from the movie in '89. I don't know whether the audience might know this or not, but Troll 2 has become a world cult phenomenon. Yeah. When you say cult, you know what I'm saying is it's just there's people from all over the world that love this movie. It's become kind of a MySpace generation's Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Did you ever see this coming?
No, I mean, I had no idea that this would happen. You know, that people say that I've become this cult luminary, because when I go to these screenings, people just go, "Oh my God, you're the dad from Troll 2," you know, and they just go crazy over the fact that they can meet me. You know, it's been fun for a lot of the cast members got involved with this whole thing. So rather than run from the film, because it is called Best Worst Movie, because it was known as one of the worst films ever made in the history of all cinema. It's become like a MySpace generation's Rocky Horror Picture Show, which grossed over $1 billion, and it's over which Rocky Horror did. But Best Worst Movie, I mean, Troll 2 is becoming that. So Michael thought, well, why don't we document this whole thing? And so I don't know, Jim, you might can fill in a little bit more.
The opening scene in the movie is a red Ford or Chevy truck, like a 1960s.
Of Best Worst Movie of the documentary.
Best Worst Movie.
Of the documentary.
Driving down the Willow Point Road with Willow Point, and then in big white letters underneath it, Alexander City, Alabama.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, really, and this movie's been fabulously successful. It's played at, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 film festivals all over the world. It has never gotten a mediocre review. It's probably had 50 or 60 reviews, and every one of them's off the top of the chart. People are saying not only the best documentary they've ever seen, but the best film they've ever seen.
And see, this is what is intriguing to me, is that to start something that you think, okay, this is a lot of fun doing, and let's just see where it goes, and all of a sudden, boom, and now it's going to be shown in Birmingham, I understand, on September the 25th, on a Friday night. And if you don't mind, let's go ahead and invite the public to what the documentary is all about and where it's going to be located and all that.
It's going to be at the Alabama Theater, but you can go to sidewalkfilmfest.com and get your tickets there. You can go opening night. You can get either the opening night, go to the opening night film, or you can go to the opening night film and gala party afterwards for, I think, $25.
Wow, yeah.
And the Alabama Theater holds 2,000 people. We expect to sell it out. It'll be one of the biggest showings we've ever had for the film. George's sister alone, I think, is getting half the people from Birmingham to come to that. So it's going to be quite a deal. But to be an opening night film at any festival is quite an honor. And this is not a small festival. They have 140 films. I think they're in 11 different venues. They bring over 14,000 people to the downtown area. So it's a It's a big deal.
Yeah, and I enjoy just the idea that, folks, I know that we're talking about people from all over the state that want to come watch it and see it. You can, but just you people that are in the Alex City market, we just got through watching Alan Jackson come in and do a Aquapalooza here, that and they had I guess you would call it a documentary of what happened throughout that concert,
right.
And it was amazing, the representation of Alexander City and the exposure that our community got.
Yeah.
And what another great opportunity for our city and our community. And again, I hear there are a few movie stars on this that watch our show every morning. And I understand that the mayor is on this documentary.
Your mother's got a big part.
Is there any
Barbara's
money,
got a great
any compensation for this? I need to know this in case.
Exactly.
But yeah, but it is great.
But
that
no,
they
you've got your mother. They interviewed Barbara quite a bit, being mayor of the city, which she just does a beautiful job. In fact, at a lot of these screenings that we've been in, when we've shown Best Worst Movie, for example, we showed it in Toronto, and I do these on weekends, by the way. I have to shoot up there and go up.
Dentist work, yeah.
But on a weekend I'll go up, and we've had Silver Docs is one of the most prestigious film festivals in America, and we won an award there. Your mother was up there on the screen, and afterwards people go, "I want to meet the mayor of your city," from. In Toronto, they'll say the same thing. But Lila Graves has got a big part. Okay. And Dr. Tommy Bice is and Laura Gullidge. And those are a few to mention. But we've got 21 people, I think, with speaking parts.
Your mother's going to need an agent, so you might want to look at
well,
it.
Well, and I'll talk to her about that. I need to be the agent, but maybe that could be part of my, well, I don't know. She may not, I don't know. But again, it brings the community closer together. It exposes the community. And, I got to tell you something. And I appreciate you and Jim both on the way you've done this, because it's for cities nowadays and the times that we're going through. There's so much depressing news that goes on out there. And all of a sudden you have something that's explosive like this that represents your community and talks about the people, talks about how great our community is, and it's a spirit-lifting thing for everybody, to be able to go back and see this. But I encourage everybody, folks, that if you're out there, to come out. It's again September the 25th. Friday at the Alabama Theater, and it's a great documentary and everything. But what else can we talk about on this right
Well, the people at the Sidewalk Film Festival referred to it as a love letter to the state of Alabama. I mean, it's extremely complimentary of what you were talking about, the nice, genteel, loving people that are in this community.
Right.
And it comes through everywhere in the film. And you'll find in the film, George isn't saying much because he doesn't want to talk about himself, but the film is really about George and his path through meeting all these different actors that were in the movie and reuniting with them. And George is in practically every scene in the movie. So but I mean, he's a wonderful representation of what this town's about.
Absolutely.
And I think that after the world sees this, and the world's going to see it in a big way, we're sure, that, Alexander City is really going to become well known after it sees this film.
And that always is good exposure. Now, I'll tell you what, it trickles down to people wanting to move here. Businesses wanting to be part of our community and all that, and Lord knows we're looking for jobs anyway now. But again, what a great way to expose our community.
Oh, definitely,
absolutely.
And a great Lake Martin we have out here too.
Well, and that's featured too. I mean, George has, Lake Martin. Whoever sells real estate in Lake Martin ought to be paying George a fee, because he spends a few minutes in the film talking about how much he loves Lake Martin and why he likes to live on Lake Martin. And there's a picture of him standing on his sailboat, and so